It's the halfway point. You know what that means? We're switching to Freeview, Miss Perfect.
It's for you lazy people who don't want to get off your backsides and go to the cinema this weekend.
I love my backside. I spend a lot of time with my backside. So what we got on telly this week? Should we start with Saturday? What you got for me on Saturday, Miss Perfect?
Do you know what? Well, last week we talked about 1917 and how it did those long tracking shots to make it look like it was one long shot. Another film that does that is Birdman. And that is on your telly box, BBC 2, 11 o'clock on Saturday, 11 p.m. that is. Great movie, fantastic cast, the return of Michael Keaton, what's not to love?
Let's go. Walk. Where are we going? Get you some coffee. Did I do something to disrespect you?
Not yet.
Look, I have a lot riding on this plane.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. People know who I am.
Hey, they don't know you, your work, man. They know the guy from the bird suit who goes and tells coy, slightly vomitous stories on Letterman.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm popular, Mike.
Popular?
You know,
I don't give a popular. Popularity is the slutty little cousin of prestige, my friend.
Okay, I don't even know what the that means. So.
Yeah, and it's a fun, sparky movie. Was it Iñárritu? Is this Alejandro Iñárritu?
Yes.
And I think he's a washed-up superhero actor who's trying to be taken seriously on stage.
Yeah.
Great fun, very jazz kind of.
Very
kind of
jazzy,
movie.
great turn from Emma Stone as well. Brilliant all-round movie. If you haven't seen it, it's not too out there for you. Definitely check it out.
Tell you something more my speed, though. Sunday afternoon, ITV4, 6:50, 10 to 7. A movie I absolutely adore.
Who doesn't?
Gordon's alive. It's Flash Gordon.
My God!
What is this, a civic reception?
More like a police state.
If it is, that could be our good luck.
Why?
It means we'll find allies on every side. Look at them. The poor wretches are just waiting for someone to lead them in revolt.
Oh, are you looking at me, Zarkov?
Yes.
Geez, stop talking about revolts. I just want to get back home alive.
You gotta love the camp sound of Sam Jones III.
Oh my God! You know what you were talking about the sound in Bad Boys. It's this one. It's a ding, 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 ding.
It's so funny, fun and campy, and I love Timothy Dalton in it as the sort of Peter Pan looking alien prince.
Yeah.
It is a great sort of old school Sunday
I always
afternoon.
cringe when they put the hand in the
scorpion
slime
thing,
thing.
is it?
Yeah, and I always go, oh God, you're gonna get killed.
Also, Brian Blessed in a cod piece. You're never going to forget that you saw that image, are you?
No, and I love how, like, you know, in Ted and things like that, they always reference back to this film,
God.
and it's just, it's brilliant. Yeah.
I actually got to see this on the big screen for the very first time a couple of years ago. Absolutely brilliant
Wow.
experience. Wholeheartedly
What an
recommend.
experience, yeah.
So, Monday, what you got for me?
Well, I'm going to go a little bit more serious now. This is a great film, straight out of Compton, ITV4, 10 p.m. at night.
Nice.
This is a film. So, is it Ice-T's kid?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Not
Yeah,
Ice-T.
Ice-T's over on like Law and Order, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Ice Cube. It
Ice
is
Cube.
actually his son,
I am
isn't it?
so street. Ice Cube's son plays Ice Cube.
Yeah, in the movie that also
Yeah.
features the stories of Dre, Eazy-E,
Eazy-E,
MC
yeah.
Ren, even Snoop at a point.
Say this like you believe it, man. Like it's a Sunday and you cruising down Crenshaw in a 6'4". Come on, say that like you believe it, man. Like it's your words. Feel that. Stop playing around. Loosen the up. There you go.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Oh. Hey, that was dope, eh? It's dope, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. you feeling that, right? Now we only got 59 more lines to punch in. But it's all good. We're going to get through it. Let's go on to the next one.
And that's Eazy-E learning to rap for the first time.
Do you know what? These performances were incredible in this. I think, it's one of those things, like, if you didn't know a lot about NWA, this is your learning curve.
Yeah.
Or, you know, this is the movie to watch to really understand. It's got a lot of heart to it, got a lot of fanfare when it came out in the cinemas, quite rightly so. And to watch it...
Didn't this get an Oscar nomination for writing, I think?
It may well have done.
I think it did.
Yeah, I can't remember what year it came out, actually. Good, about 2015,
2015,
maybe?
I think it
Yeah.
was. Great movie, though. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And like you say, you learn a lot about them, although it's if you do know about them already, it's interesting the things they leave out. Let's just say that.
Well, on that note, we're going to move on and say there's nothing that should be left out of this next movie. It's on Tuesday. It's Charlie's Angels on the Sony Channel at 5:05. 10:05 p.m. Very precise.
Well, this is the thing. I've made a mistake. It's actually Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Which is a movie that is not on enough, in my opinion, because I think it's really undervalued as a sequel. I actually quite like Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, which actually plays with the mythology of Charlie's Angels for a change, in terms of actually having a villain who is an ex-angel and is played by Demi Moore. And this is how we sort of establish what being an angel actually means, what the brand is, and how the organisation functions, as we'll hear in this introduction.
What's up, Angel? Madison Lee? Natalie Cook? Oh my God! How did you know? I get the newsletter. Of course. Wow, God, I've heard so many stories about you. You're my favorite angel. She won the Nobel Prize in Astrophysics for her research on flying mammals. And predicted Carmine DeSoto's every move by using the Cosmo bedside astrologer.
I also set the clock on Charlie's VCR.
And she invented the Muller mic.
And I love in the new Charlie's Angels film how they hark back to this one.
They do. I'm an unapologetic fan of the Charlie's Angels franchise. I like it very much. I think the sequel has... This was originally called Halo at one point. Bruce Willis noticeably has a cameo in it as well, because that's how long ago this was. And, I had a good time with this. It's got Bernie Mac as Bosley. What's not to love?
What's not to love? Now, moving on, I have a film that I watched over Christmas here.
Ooh, yeah.
This is Groundhog Day on Sony Channel at 6:55 p.m. on Wednesday. Bill Murray at his finest. Who knew that groundhogs actually had a purpose? And it would seem that in terms of stopping time and repeating itself again, that's exactly what it does in this movie.
I'm sorry? What was that again?
I'm a god.
You're a god.
I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think.
Because you survived a car wreck?
You folks ready to order?
I didn't just survive a wreck. I wasn't just blown up yesterday. I have been stabbed, shot, poisoned, frozen, hung, electrocuted, and burned.
Oh, really?
And every morning I wake up without a scratch on me, not a dent in the fender. I am an immortal.
Special today is blueberry waffles.
This is the original time loop movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
this is this is the one. Like, we did not have time loop stories before, like, not in the mainstream, before Groundhog Day. It was something you only got on, like, Star Trek.
And I just don't think that you could do this in any way, shape, or form without Bill Murray.
No, God, no. It's absolutely built on him. And by all accounts, it was this movie it was during this movie that Bill Murray discovered what we would now describe as Bill Murray's personality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say it's like that. It's Scrooged. It's kind of bringing all those characters, like, without typecasting him. There is the Bill Murray that he brings to this.
Very much so. And it's like I say, the original time loop movie. There's a lot of great comedy in this that's never been outdone.
But on that note, it's great to see that it's on at a decent time. So if you guys haven't caught it before, it is kind of a Christmas movie, but it's quite nice to kind of see it.
Well, it's a winter film, because I think
winter film, yeah.
Groundhog Day, actual Groundhog Day is in February. So
interesting.
I think the actual Groundhog Day is in February, because that's the whole point. Is he predicts the weather or something for the following year.
I see snow. I see Christmas. Okay, this week is really, really strong in terms of what's on TV, because the Thursday is an iconic movie, isn't it, Matt?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So ITV4, 9 p.m, my favourite movie of all time. It is Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
This is intense. Get a grip, John. Okay. You're not here to kill me. I figured that part out for myself. So what's the deal?
My mission is to protect you.
Yeah? Who sent you?
You did. 35 years from now, you reprogrammed me to be your protector here, in this time.
This is deep.
Of course, I'm a Terminator. I love that. I love that movie. I absolutely love that movie. Edward Furlong in this as well, because obviously I saw Terminator Dark Fate out for the second time this week.
Oh, really?
And I do think the opening of Terminator Dark Fate has some of the best de-aging you've ever seen in a movie, like ever. Like genuinely brilliant effects, except for noticeably on Arnold. Strangely, they can't seem to CG Arnold somehow. But Terminator 2, when everything was practical except for the T-1000, God, they don't make them like this anymore.
They certainly don't. And that iconic end sequence from this. I mean, this is a film that if you...
Do you cry at the end?
Of course.
Yeah, everyone cries at the end.
Yeah,
You've got to cry at the end.
It's like when people question whether or not I cried in Toy Story. I'm like, I know it's an animation. I know they're toys, but I'm still going to cry at it. Yeah, exactly. Another great film, Friday, is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is on the Horror Channel at 9 o'clock. This film, we talked about this a few weeks ago, I think.
I think it did come up. This is, of course, the great, sweeping, gothic, melodramatic Ken Branagh version of the classic story.
I have done something so terrible, so evil, and I'm frightened that if I tell you the truth, I will lose you.
You'll lose me if you don't.
So this, for me, when it does, it's like the Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, right? When they do it and they do it well and it fits, they're not trying to mess around with the story or do anything clever
just
with it.
tell the damn story.
They're just telling the story in a linear way. It can be done so beautifully, and I think this is great. Robert De Niro as the monster.
Exactly, and you look at when he did this, because this is about 1994. And you should have like 1994, Robert De Niro is going to be Frankenstein's monster. That's so weird, because bear in mind, he's an icon. He's past icon at that point. It's strange that he would want to do that, but it works, and he's very good at it.
Very persuasive.
Yeah, but great movie. I watch it every couple of years. It's it's my favourite version of Frankenstein, to be honest. But absolutely worth catching. That's 9 o'clock Friday night on the Horror Channel. Ooh, it's a good one to end the week on.
Do you know what? It's a really good week for movies on telly. So if you are stuck at home, you're not going out, maybe you've got the kids in tow and you can't leave the sofa, you've got so much choice this weekend.